Alright guys, so as I said earlier in the video, I wanted to teach you guys, for anyone who wanted to know, how to do those low, guttural, grinding, gory vocals. They're they're relatively hard to do if you don't know how to do them at all, if you've never even attempted it. But if you have attempted it, then this may help you perfect it a little bit. And I have to be honest, if this video doesn't help, I apologize. Honestly, I learned to do these on my own. Just practicing and practicing, trying to get the sound right until eventually I just did it. I have done vocals for 2 bands, not counting one band which I sung for. But yeah, I'm saying not, But I guess the best way to start this is by giving you an example of what I'm going to show you in this video. So let's start with just straight grinding. Three, two. That was pretty much more or less grinding. Very straightforward grinding, just gory, dying fetus, John Gallagher style grinding vocals. Honestly, they're probably the easier one to do because it's more focused, more inward, straight focused. I'm only doing inhale vocals right now. None of these are exhales. Next, I'm going to show you low gutturals, but they're going to be more, I'm trying to think of an example. Chris Barnes from when he was in Cannibal Corpse, like that, like yo. Okay. Take darkness by night, for I got the tyranny. That's more. It sounds like it more like an exhale. It's more bam instead of type. It takes a little bit more practice to do. I can also do pig squeals. I mean, there's very few bands who can do pig squeals well. To be completely honest, like very few. So I'll show you real quick. And one thing to remember about when you're doing your vocals is you don't need to be excessively loud throughout the whole session. These vocals, you could do them loud. You can definitely do them loud. It takes actually more time to do them loud than it does to do them quietly. Like, I could do these things very softly, like it's really easier to do them quietly when you start. Although you're going to do them, no, not quietly, more of a mid-range, because to do them quietly, you got to be able to lower that tone. To do them loud, you have to be able to raise that tone. And I guess we'll get started. So first with the low, deep, dying fetus style grinding gutturals, you try and suck air in, but not no, not like that, like sucking air in, and you just start. You basically more or less, I'm vibrating my jugular, like, but not fast. It's just vibrating. I'm letting it go down, back, and out. That's the best way I can describe it. Down, back, and out. That's the gist of low guttural dying fetus vocals. Keep practicing that, and honestly, your throat will start to hurt if you practice it enough. When your throat starts hurting, you know you're doing it right. And honestly, most people say, "Oh, it'll tear up your vocal cords." Exhales will tear up your vocal cords. They will tear your vocal cords apart. You lose your voice. Inhales, I have never lost my voice from inhaling. Never torn up never hurt my vocal cords from doing inhales. I mean, they hurt when you're doing them to start because you're breaking your throat into that style of vocalizing. It takes a little bit of time to learn. It took me about 3 weeks to get it on the spot. Get it to where I want it like. And let me think. That's the gist of grinding guttural vocals. Now to follow that, I have the yo 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 Waldo. A little bit easier to understand. Exhale mimicking vocals. Yo. To do that, you have to be forcing your voice out at the same time you're forcing it in. You want to keep your voice right here while it still goes out. You want to keep the center of your voice in the back of your throat. Like, you want where all your sound is coming from is right here. Not here, not here, no. Here. Right here is where your vocals are going to be coming from, and it's like, yo! One important rule to remember, especially when doing this form of vocal, it's for all of these types of vocals, but especially this one, because it will hurt if you don't do it this way. You don't just start doing it. You don't go, oh, it doesn't work. Gotta use your entire diaphragm, your entire chest, rib cage area, all here. All of this has to be what is causing the force to go here, and this is where the sound is coming from. The force is built up here, the sound is created here and comes out here. That's the way it goes. So a good way to do it is take a deep breath, but don't do it in the end of the deep breath. It's like, you have to breathe. You have to breathe out that vocal. You have to feel it in your chest. But if you don't feel it in your chest, you're not doing it right, and it's going to hurt. It's going to come out wrong, and it's going to hurt. That's the gist of the more exhaley sounding inward vocals. To follow that, I'm going to explain pig squeals real quick, just because I went over them real quick, show you how I can do them. Pig squeals don't go great with a lot. They're more deathcore style, and I'm not the biggest fan of deathcore as it stands. I used to listen to it occasionally. It's just not my thing, honestly. It's repetitive and shitty, but there are a few good bands, not deathcore bands, like grindcore bands, that can actually pig squeal properly. I could give you a list of those bands, maybe in the description, perhaps. Don't hold me to that. Now the pig squeals, they're more like the inward ones. All you're doing is squeezing your vocal cords together tighter. I mean, I'm not sure if that's actually what's going on in there, but that's the best way I can describe it. Your vocal cords are more pinched. It's more like, your vocals, I should say, are more like, instead of when you're doing where it looks like that, it's like when you're doing a pig squeal, it's like you have to lock your chest. Your entire diaphragm needs to be locked, like in place. You can't move it like doesn't work. See, sets me off. Moving your chest will throw you off unless you're really good at it. You need to lock your chest up, do them the same way you're doing your style vocals, your deep gutturals. There's not a whole lot more to it, not necessarily. I'll do an instructional video, not today, maybe tomorrow, maybe sometime like that. I'll do an instructional video on black metal style vocals. I'll give you a quick preview real quick. Loud. High pitched and loud. That is what you're aiming for when you do black metal vocals. It will hurt to do. It's going to take all your vocal power to make. Just I'm not doing my best right now on it because this isn't what the video's for. But that's the basics of it. Those are the basics of guttural, low guttural vocals, and hope this video helped. Stay metal.